All right, this video is going to go over sum and difference of cubes. This is another way to factor. So it's really similar to like your difference of squares, which was like imagine x squared minus 25. That was where it's like you take the square root of 25 and it's like one's a plus, one's a minus. This was difference of squares. Notice the exponent is a 2, not a 3. All the ones we're going to be dealing with have now a 3. So this makes them cubes. And you need to follow these two equations. So basically, you have to get A and B. And the way you get A and B is by cube rooting. So that is super important to know. Now, let's just go ahead and get started. Perfect cubes. This is like when it says like 2 cubed, for example, you're just multiplying the same number 3 times. So like 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. So that's how I'm getting all of these numbers. Okay. So they're not as important as perfect squares to remember, but you do need to know your cubes. All right, now what it says here is SOAP, and what this is referring to is a way to memorize this equation. And basically, it says same, oppo, okay, hold on, let me clean it up. Oppo, always, positive. It's talking about the signs. So like, look at this one. It's a plus. It's a sum of cubes. So the sign goes same, oppo, and then this one's always positive, always a plus. So you can memorize that if you want. I don't know. Your teacher might make you. Most teachers will give you the equation. But anyways, let's go ahead and start factoring. So basically, here's what you're going to want to do. You're going to want to first start by getting the cube root of anything you see. So like the cube root of x cubed is x, and the cube root of 8 is 2. So this is going to be your A and your B. And then all you have to do is plug them in. So you figure out if you're using the sum of cubes equation or the difference of cubes equation. Well, this one had a minus in the middle. That makes it difference of cubes. So you're just going to plug in A and B for all these letters. So it'd look like this. A minus B, so x minus 2. A squared, so x squared, plus, okay, plus A times B. I almost wrote B, I should be writing 2. And then plus B squared, so plus 2 squared. So all I did was substitute A and B into that equation. And now all you have to do is kind of work it out a little bit. So x minus 2 doesn't change. X squared is x squared. X times 2 is 2x. And then 2 squared is 4. That would be my answer. And that's all you have to do for all of these. So like this next one, I'm starting by going to get the cube root of y cubed, which is y, and the cube root of 512, which is 8. And then this is a plus in the middle, so I'm going to be using the sum of cubes equation and just plugging in for A and B. So it would look like this. It would start out y plus 8. Then A squared would be y squared. Now it's a minus A times B, so y times 8. And then the last one's plus B squared, which is 8 squared. So just work it out a little bit and you get y plus 8, y squared minus 8y plus 8 squared is 64. Done. That's all you have to do for every single one of these. So one way they may try to trick you is they may throw a number in front of this guy. Well, that's not that big of a deal. just stick to the plan and cube root it anyways. So the cube root of 27a cubed, cube root of 27 is 3, and the cube root of a cubed is a. So this is my a in terms of letters, 3a. And then the cube root of 64 is 4, so b is 4. Now I just follow the equation. This is the sum of cubes, so it's going to start out 3a plus 4. Then it's 3a squared. You have to square the 3 as well, so put them both in parentheses like that. And then it's a minus a times b, so minus 3a times 4, and then plus b squared, so plus 4 squared. Now all you have to do is clean it up a little bit, so 3a plus 4. 3a squared turns into 9a squared. The 3 gets squared as well. That's one of the most common mistakes, is people don't square that first number as well. 3a times 4 is 12a, so this part becomes minus 12a, and then plus 4 squared is plus 16. So that's what my answer would be for this one. Again, where people mess up is this number right here. They don't square the 3 as well. It's really important that you do. Okay, and that's basically all of it. So I'm going to run through these last ones kind of more quickly. So here we go. A is 2x. B is 3y. Now just plug them in. This is a difference of cubes. All right, now watch out for the squared part here. So it's like 2x, but it's all getting squared. Plus 2x times 3y. And then plus at the end, this part also is going to be tricky on the square. It's 3y squared, all of it. Now work it out a little bit. And that's all there is to it. Again, where you're going to mess up is this number and this number. Make sure they get squared there as well. Okay, this next one is rather easy compared to the others. You just have your a value as 1 and your b value as the letter a, and you're going to plug them into the sum of cubes. So 1 plus a is how it starts. 1 squared minus 1 times a plus a squared. So this one would be 1 plus a, 1 minus 1a, or you can just put a there, it doesn't matter, plus a squared. Okay, this next one's weird. They're kind of trying to trick you. If you see like a minus a cubed, you're kind of going to have to GCF a -1 out. Like that. I know that doesn't make much sense, but just trust me, it'll make your life a lot easier. And so now you go get a, which is a, and b, which is 6, and you're going to be using difference of squares. So this one would look like this. You have your -1 that you GCF'd out. Then you can substitute your a and b into the difference of cubes equation. So a minus 6, a squared, plus a times b plus b squared. And then just work it out again. Just don't forget your -1 GCF that you took out right from the start. It stays as part of your answers. Hopefully you won't run into one of those. That's them really trying to trick you. Okay, these last two are kind of similar to the one we just did in that you have to look for a GCF. So like this one, for example, 2 is not a perfect cube. When it's not a perfect cube, something's wrong. You have to find the GCF. So this one, number 7, you have to take out an x first. Then it will be a sum of cubes. Like that. Then you can go get your a, which is 2x, and your b, which is 5, and just plug them into the sum of cubes equation. Watch your square part here on the a squared. And so this one, when it's all said and done, you got the x out in front. Remember, the GCF is part of your answer. Then this part becomes 4x squared and then minus 10x plus 25. So they're just trying to get you with that GCF out in front. All right, now this last one, the GCF is a 2. So you have to take a 2 out. That leaves you with x cubed minus 1. It makes your a x and your b 1, and then you plug it into the difference of cubes equation. So it'd look like this. Just don't forget the 2 out in front is part of your answer. So be on the lookout for a GCF. Otherwise, just use the equation, find your a and b by getting the cube roots, and then just plug it in. Nothing to it. Hope this video helped.